All right, so this probably isn't a shocker to some people, but it probably also is a little bit of one, to be fair. This is from Bounding into Comics. Snow White star Rachel Zegler does complete 180. Now says backlash against her casting was the result of fan passion rather than misogyny. What an honor to be able to be a part of something that people are so passionate about. You still suck. You still suck. And I don't even mean as an actress. You probably do a fine job. In fact, I think I've seen you in Shazam 2. And you did okay there. You did fine in that. David F. Sandberg, the director, filmmaker, started out like me, indie little filmmaker guy, and blew up. Went viral with one of his short films, Lights Out, and then ended up making the full-length film, getting hooked up with James Wan, making Annabelle Creation, got in with Shazam, and love that guy. I think he's doing fantastic work. You, on the other hand, it's just spoiled brat is what's in my head. Spoiled brat. And so many of the people out in Hollywood, the celebrities live in their own bubble anyway and smell their own farts on a regular basis. And I say that as someone who's trying to become a filmmaker on a professional level. So, there's that. But it is what it is. And I do have to say, the personality and the attitude of this one, I think is one of the biggest things that drives us nuts. Very much so like Brie Larson.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Let's continue reading, shall we? All right. Whether due to her own genuine development or a stern talking to from the House of Mouse, I would suspect it's the latter. Star Rachel Zegler has completely reversed course on her previous assertion that the backlash against her casting as the titular lead of Disney's upcoming live-action Snow White, which again, that is weird to call it that when still 70 to 80% of everything is animation. Computer animation, CGI, whatever you want to call it, it's still not live action. It's still animation. Just throwing that out there. But anyways, Disney's upcoming live action, Snow White was based wholly on misogyny, with the actress now claiming that the disappointed fans she wrote off were actually just passionate about something, a piece of art they truly loved. I think Snow White, the original cartoon, was so groundbreaking and so beneficial to take Disney to that next level, to take animation to the next level. As far as my love for it goes, there isn't really any. I heard as many, if not more, women upset about things with this film, and they're not all Rachel Zegler. She's a big part of it, but then you got the no casting of dwarves and casting whatever else they casted. I don't remember. Then they said, oh, well, we got to correct that, so let's bring in the dwarves. Oh, but we can't bring in real dwarves, so we're going to bring in the animated dwarves that look like crap. I don't think that it was mostly guys that were giving you the backlash. Like maybe online, maybe like in this sphere that we're in, right? Because there's a lot of us that do reviews of films and give feedback and critique and whatnot. And again, internationally award-winning filmmaker. Maybe I have some valid feedback, some valid criticisms, if you will. But I don't know. I'm just saying, I might know a thing or two. My point is, to blame it on misogyny is just like blaming anything on racism. It's the easy way out. It's like, how do you argue that? Why argue that? Just blame everything on men and racisms or homophobias or whatever. You know, because if she was, and I don't know what her sexuality is, but let's say she was gay. Then if you hated the movie or pushed back against it, it's because you're homophobic. I mean, they've got their go-tos already set aside. I'm so through, so done with it all. Back to the article. Let's see. It says Zegler offered her new read of events while speaking to Vogue Mexico's Fernando Perez Sanchez for their upcoming March 2025 issue. The interview ostensibly arranged in service of promoting Disney's upcoming remake. Asked by her host as to what exactly she hopes audiences to really perceive about her live-action take on the animated classic, Zegler asserted, "It's really important for audiences to know that Disney has found this beautiful, delicate balance between taking the animated classic that everyone knows and loves from 1937 and at the same time introducing it to this new generation. Her superpower is her heart. There's no supernatural power that Snow White possesses beyond her love for humanity, for all living creatures, and her fundamental belief that there's goodness in everything," said the actress. "That's something I really think the world could use more of." From there, Zegler was then pressed for her current thoughts on the aforementioned backlash to her casting, to which she declared, I interpret people's feelings about this film as passion for it. And what an honor to be able to be part of something that people are so passionate about. We're not always going to have the same feelings as everyone around us, and all we can do is give our best, she added. As noted above, Zegler's response to Sanchez stands in stark contrast to her previous opinion that any and all negative feelings towards her casting were rooted not in a desire for artistic integrity or an exhaustion with performative representation, but rather critics shared disdain for women, which had led them to misinterpret her words. Okay. "I've watched women get torn down my whole life, my whole career," said Zegler during an October 2024 interview with Variety. "We'll watch it in the election that's upcoming. We're going to witness that for a long time, I fear. Sometimes I can feel like we're going back. It certainly felt that way then. That was happening. It certainly felt that way when that was happening." Sorry. The evil queen, Gal Gadot.
Damn.
You know. Let's see. I'm not going to keep reading yet. You know what she said. It's weird. Per usual, guys, the story here, the link will be in the show notes below. Bounding into Comics, I really enjoy those guys. In fact, last week on the show, we had Society Reviews on. Really enjoyed talking with him. He also writes for Bounding into Comics, and I've noticed that I found some of his articles as I've been scrolling through and reading them. I know that guy, and does great work. I mean, all of them do, and I really appreciate what they do and call it out. You know, just like we do. I mean, when we see this stuff, they call it out, and I love it. I think it's great. Hold these people accountable. You know, the internet lives on. It doesn't forget, right? Do you guys think she's being genuine about this, or do you think the studio got on that ass? If it were me making a guess at it, I'm thinking she had some outside influences on this one, because she seems like a spoiled brat who loves to whine and complain and be the victim. Multi-millionaire, successful, doesn't really have to do much victim. So wear that iconic dress and get paid for every hour that it's streaming, which is, something we all deal with.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this clip from the Morning Mayhem. Remember, this is just a portion of the full show that comes out every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you hadn't already, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the full shows or these tasty little nuggets.